Hey, y'all. Just sounds. This is hey, y'all.
Hey, y'all.
That is not hey, y'all. That is
Hey,
GC.
what's happening?
So I don't have anybody yet, but
Make sure y'all hit that like button.
Excuse me, y'all. Thank you for the like. I had to moisturize my lips. Lady. So, y'all, as y'all can see from the title, anybody this ain't got nothing to do with it. But yeah, my eyebrows had this arch, and I always look like an evil villain about the eyebrows, but that's just me. Anyway. So, hey y'all. Hey Asia. I would like to welcome you all to Hey Y'all. So to anybody watching this in the replay, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Hey, Miss She Tells the Truth. Hey y'all. So I know that the title sounds rather ominous, and it is Halloween, the month. You know, this is October. It's the spooky month. It's right when we're getting into the fall. So it sounds, very ominous. However, it is sort of kind of ominous. So I thought about this topic a couple weeks ago. And I was watching, hey, Simply Angie. And I was watching ID channel. And I was watching the show. Hey, Gloria. So, you remember the discussion we were talking about accountability and on Real Talk from last week, Asia had brought up about accountability for the women. And what is their responsibility? What is their accountability? So what Asia said kind of goes into what I'm about to talk about. And this is going to be two parts. This is what I'm about to talk about. So if anybody that ever watches Evil Lives Here knows that it is a person who has dated, married, the child of, the parent of someone who has committed a heinous crime. And on this particular one, I don't know any of the details. No, you're right. I mean, I'm going to show you where I expect accountability to come in. So no, I was not calling you out in a bad way. I was like, thank you, Asia. Hey, Lady Parker. So long story short, this woman was introduced to this man by her friend. And this was a man that her friend used to date. Now, remember that as we move up into this story. So, and this woman has a child. She had a son, I believe. She had a son. She was a single parent, looking for love, la-da-da-da-da. So, at first, he was what all women want in a man. Loving, funny, chivalrous, kind, all that. It was wonderful. It's wonderful. But at first, didn't last that long. Because then she started seeing little things about not being able to go to the bathroom in her own house at 2 o'clock in the morning without him calling her phone. Not being able to go downstairs to the kitchen without him following her. It just all of a sudden he became, the real him started popping out. Fast forward to him starting to be abusive. Fine. But she doesn't tell anybody. She doesn't let anybody know the things that he is doing to her on a regular basis. Okay, and I can understand that in the beginning. I can understand that. It progresses to where he hurts her and puts her in the hospital. She goes to the hospital and she's finally away from him. She wants to get away from him, and she's finally away from him. So he's calling in the hospital. Now he's on the run. The police are looking for him because he really put in the hospital. He broke jaws and all kind of stuff. He beat her up. He didn't just break her arm. I mean, she was in the hospital for some time. So he's calling in the hospital saying, I'm so sorry. Now they're looking for him. The police are looking for him. So she's telling her story. The real person is telling her story. And she keeps talking about, I just listened. I didn't, I'm sitting up there in my head, I'm thinking, I understand being abused by somebody, being mentally abused, and your brain being so beat down that you don't understand which way is up sometimes. And even though you know that the sky is blue and the grass is green, this person has almost got you believing that the sky is green and the grass is blue. So I get that. But this person has put her in the hospital, has kept her away from her son, and now she knows where he is, but she doesn't call the police. Instead, he says, I just need to talk to you. If I could talk to you just one last time, I promise I'll leave you alone after that. Well, needless to say, she didn't tell anybody, went to the house, and he beat her again, this time almost killing her. And he kept her in the house, and he just kept her there and kept her there and kept her there till he beat her. He just kept her in the house. Again, she tells nobody. He goes out to work. He leaves the house every day. He don't take the phone. She did, or maybe she didn't tell enough of the backstory. Maybe he took all the phones and the car keys and everything. But she had ample opportunity to change her situation. That, and she didn't tell anybody. She didn't say anything to anybody. And she found out later on that he used to beat the girl that introduced her to him. So clearly that girl wasn't her friend. So now for this last beating, he goes to jail. And he only gets a little time. And they're supposed to alert her when he gets out of jail. Now, understand this. The whole time he was in jail, he was calling her and she was answering the phone. The whole time he was in jail, he was writing her and telling her where he lived. And I got people watching you and you can't do nothing, don't have nobody else. Now, this man is in jail. But you're not telling anybody. You're not saying anything to anybody. Nobody knows what's going on. Here's where I think at some point, accountability comes in. Hey, Mulan, tell somebody. It is up to you to protect you at some point. At some point, it is up to you to protect you. At some point, it is up to you to roll the dice, because I'd rather roll the dice. Tell my family what's going on than have DC in here and then me be stinking in the damn wall somewhere. Because I ain't told nobody. And all DC is doing is telling people that I left. But I left Nick. Tell somebody. Tell somebody. So that if you do come up missing, if something does happen, then somebody knows where to look. Let somebody know. Don't keep entertaining. This man is in jail. And you doing what he tells you. Come on. I don't get it. Now I understand there are cases of extreme abuse where men take the TV, take the telephones, take the car keys, leave you stuck to where you are. Oh no, this is not R. Kelly. This was a Evil Lives Here. Because okay, fast forward, this man, the man that I'm talking about, finally stopped dating a woman, or she got away from him, and he got another family, a lady with a daughter, and he ended up killing the next lady and the daughter because he got mad. So there you go. So that's why this one caught me, because that could have easily been you and your son. That could have easily been her and her son, but she didn't tell anybody, not her mama, not her friend, not anybody. And her justification for not telling anybody was, I was protecting them. You can't be ladies. I don't know who needs to, like the thing they doing on TikTok and everywhere. I don't know who needs to hear this. But if somebody is putting their hands on you, tell somebody. Tell a stranger. Email, tell somebody. If somebody has you questioning your sanity and your intelligence, tell somebody. If just for no other reason, then if you come up missing, they'll have somewhere to look for you. If you come up dead, they'll have somebody to punish. Tell somebody. I understand not wanting to be homeless and outside and trying to figure it out with your kids. I get that. I really do. Trust me, I do. But you know what else my kid can't get over? Me getting killed. At some point, if we know, if you have moved, Hey, Miss Fabulosity, is that you? I don't have my glasses on. I don't think that's what that's saying. Tell somebody, babies. Tell somebody. Call a hotline. If you don't want to tell your family because you're scared that he might hurt your family, but guess what? If your you know where the logic fails in the if I don't tell, they'll be protected. Do you know where that logic fails? If you don't tell, he can still do it. See, understand, the bad guys don't play by anybody's rules. The bad guys don't have a playbook. The bad guys do whatever the fuck they want to do, regardless of the outcome, because they don't fear the outcome. The bad guys don't have your set of rules and regulations. The bad guys don't have your code of honor. The bad guys don't have anything but the bad guy code. That's all they got. And that is, however, by any means necessary, let's get it. That's what that means. So if you think that you're protecting your family, your mom, by not telling her what this dude said, then your mom is not looking for this dude when he comes knocking on the door and he's the dude that everything is okay. So when she opens the door for him because this is her boyfriend and he shoots her in the face, she wasn't looking for that. If you're not telling your sister and your family what he's saying, then she's not looking for this dude to do anything wrong to her when he comes into a job or calls her on the phone and say, meet me here, I got to drop this off, or whatever. He's not looking for that. If you try to keep everything under wraps because you think it'll keep your family safe and secure, it does the opposite, because now they don't have anything to look for. They don't know that this person that they're sitting down feeding, do you know how many women who have been murdered by their partner, that the partner is holding the mama's hand at the funeral, standing next to the mother when they receive the people at the repast? The mama is checking on him like that's her son because he lost her daughter. All the while, he's the one that did it. Just because you didn't want to tell somebody what was going on. And I know that's not the popular opinion. And I know that the abuse is 100% the abuser's fault. There's never any reason for somebody to put their hands on you. There's a reason to walk away. There's a reason to stop communicating. But there's never a reason. So if somebody is putting their hands on you, then that's 100% their fault. But how you react to that situation, that's on you, baby. I know that it's hard. And I know that sometimes you don't want people to know that it's not going as you thought it would go. That it's not the wonderful situation that you was hoping that your relationship would be. I get that. But abusive situations only end with either the abuser dead or the person being abused. That's it. Or they go to somebody else, and while you might not have got the brunt of, while you might not have died, they go to somebody else. It doesn't end because you were nice to them. The woman they abused before you was nice to them. The woman that he went to jail for killing before you was nice to him.
Some of the boys were the one with the...
Which one?
The boy and the daughter, he tied up.
Oh, yeah, that was bad. But, I mean, she wasn't... Even then. And here's the extreme situation. It was a mother, a daughter, 2 sons, and her new husband. And he was jealous and possessive and controlling from the beginning. And again, she told nobody. She told nobody what was going on. So when her sons came in the house and he was there on the day he decided to kill everybody, they had to figure out how to talk themselves out of being murdered. Her sons, who were like young, 10, 11, in that area, had to figure out how to talk themselves out of being murdered by this person that had been a father figure to them. And they did. He stabbed one of them. And after that, they talked themselves out of being murdered. But her 6-year-old daughter and her were not so lucky. The little girl watched as he killed her mom. And then he tied her up, cut her throat, and drowned the little girl. All because he didn't have a reason. He was mad because she was leaving him. That was the reason. But nobody knew until she was gone. And those that thought what was going on, and those that had the idea of what was going on, didn't say anything. There was a woman on the show who kept talking about, I saw it, I knew it, I saw it, I knew it, but I didn't do nothing. I know the signs because I've been abused, but I didn't do nothing. That's where your accountability comes in. Was it the beginning of this week? A lady was raped on a subway train. And the people watched and videoed. They watched as he raped her. They saw as he assaulted her. She came on the bus, on the train, and they watched. I'm not saying you have to risk your life for a stranger. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is if there's somebody you love, and there's somebody out there that you know loves you, hey, Magdalene, say something. Because I promise you, I would much rather take that L and tell my family, I messed up. This person is not what I thought. Or even, y'all were right. I'll take them I told you so's. This is what he's doing. If something happens to me, this is what she's doing. If y'all can't find me, I did not run away. If I turn up dead, I did not commit suicide. Hey, Tanya. At some point, I have to be more important than the person I love. Babies, if you're in a relationship that is harmful to you in any way, shape, or form, if they are separating you from your friends, if you can't go to work anymore because they don't like the people you work with, if every time you get dressed to go out the house to the grocery store, they talk about you dressing too sexy, he is not in love with you. He is not just being jealous. That is a problem. And I'm going to flip it around. I saw something on, there's this video circulating about this young man, hey, Mr. Montgomery, trying to get away from the girl he is dating. Now, I don't know whether she's white or just a light passing Latino. I don't know. Hey, Pat. I don't know which one. But she won a black girl. And he's trying to leave. And he's videotaping sporadically. They're showing pieces at a time. I'm sure there's a full video, but it's sporadic. The first one I saw, she was standing in front of the door and wouldn't let him go. If you try to go out this door, I'm going to call the police. And you know, because I look the way I look, they're gonna believe me and not you. The next video I saw was her wrapping her arms around him, begging him not to leave, begging him not to go. Stay here. You know the police will believe me. You can hear her say it, even though she said it fast. Abuse is not just about somebody putting their hands on you. That is also abuse. If you have somebody who the relationship is not working out, but every time you say something, they say they're going to kill themselves, well, then shit, take them up on their offer. I'm sorry. And that sounds bad, but let me tell you why. They're saying that not to hurt themselves. They're saying that to hurt you because they know that you'll feel some kind of way if something happens to them, so you'll stay. If a girl, young man, if a woman is threatening you with the police, with her family, with her brothers, I'm gonna get pregnant, you can't go nowhere. If a woman is threatening you with that, that is abuse. Just because she ain't big enough to punch you in your face and it hurt doesn't mean she can't hurt you. And that is abuse. If you're sitting there taking it, if you're scared to go to work because she says she gonna kill herself, if I see you talking to another girl, I can't take it. That's abuse. Now, while it may not get you killed by her, imagine if she telling her family how you're abusing her. What he's doing to me. Imagine imagine her telling her family and the wrong person in her family hear that. I got wrong people in my family that you don't need to tell that you're doing nothing to me. Because they not scared of jail. Abuse. That's not the only abuse. So on TikTok, there is, I don't know the particulars. I don't know specific information. I know general information. So on TikTok, you know, if you watch certain videos and you okay certain videos, you go down the TikTok trail. You know, you'll get the kind of videos. So this little girl on there, she's a cute little girl. She's a pretty little girl. She's a stud or a dom, or she's a lesbian, and she's a masculine presenting lesbian. I don't know. They make me put my glasses on. All the words. It's a lot of words.
James said physical, mental, emotional abuse are all bad.
Yes. So I saw her videos on there, and you know, not everybody likes a big girl. It's not a popular opinion. Not everybody likes a big girl. So she was on there saying how she loved BBWs. That's all I like. I don't want a skinny girl. I want me a big girl. I want, you know, she was doing her little thirst trap videos, and they cute and all. I was like, oh, she cute. And she wear these contacts to make her look like a Siberian husky. I'm like, oh, she cute with a little blue contacts. You know, I see that. Hey, Veronica, I see that shit not gone. You know, I'm old and I'm married. I mean, I look at the pretty little children, but I don't pay them no attention. So I kept seeing her little videos. And then all of a sudden, hey, Raymond. And then all of a sudden, it is the cult of Angela. Angela the goddess. They're calling her Daddy's Girls. And she is targeting BBWs on TikTok, online. Because I don't think that these are actual physical relationships. I think these are long distance internet relationships. Not all of them, but most of them are. And she is, I don't understand how it happened. Now, I don't understand this, so maybe somebody younger can help me out. I don't understand. Now, let me tell you something. I have dated online. I have long distance dated. And I have been faithful to a point because it's long damn distance. I live in Texas. She live in Maryland. I'm not going to stop you from dating somebody that's closer than 24 hours away. What the hell I look like? We'll talk. If I'm there, we'll work on it. If I ain't, do you. What the hell I look like telling you to be faithful to me and you can't pull up? What the hell I look like? Look here, let me tell you some good stuff. I'm not about to sit up there and be physically alone with your internet ass and you can't pull up on the slick slide. No. Hey, Stacy, you can't pull up on me. Pull up on me. If you can't just pull up, we not in a relationship. I'm sorry, because I got, again, FaceTime your ass in the bathroom at their house. Play with me if you want to. I'm sorry. My bad. I have to find yes, cyber. Thank you. But if you can't pull up on me in a long distance relationship, then what you do when I'm not there, I can't be mad. So, but this little girl has got these girls. Now, first of all, let me start by saying this. I am a big girl. Have always been a BBW. Have always been a fat girl. I may lose weight, but I've always been a big girl. I have always been an extra large. I have always been ass molati. It has not been a time where I ain't had boobs and booty. Sometimes I have more thighs to go with it, and my stomach done got a little bigger since I had Nick, but it's always been a lot of me. And I understand how when you're a big girl, sometimes, and no matter how much self-esteem you betray, that inside self-esteem ain't always there. The outside looks delicious and wonderful, but sometimes the words that you hear and the things that people tell you, sometimes it takes a toll on your inside. So when you get somebody that's telling you and saying all the right things, saying how beautiful you are and how much they love you, yep, extra large and in charge, baby. And they love you because you're a big girl, and they think you're beautiful because you're a big girl, you like that. And that feeling, you want that. It's like a drug. It's like the first time crackheads hit the rock. For some people, they can smoke a rock and go on about their business. The high wasn't what they wanted, and they keep going. For some people, it's that first draw on the pipe, and they hook for life. With some big girls, they really feel the way they show you. They really feel that way about themselves. They really don't care what somebody says. They really don't care if you don't like big girls. Your words mean nothing to them. But for the most part, that's not true. For the most part, even as confident as you are, sometimes the words hurt. I'm just telling you how it is. So she's preying on women who already feel some type of way about themselves. So now she makes them feel good, but there's a catch. She's the only person they can talk to. She makes them cut themselves. She tells them when they can and cannot leave the house. She makes them send their entire paychecks. She makes them, from what I understand, she got people offering up their kids. What the hell you gonna do with them badass kids? I don't get it. No home is 100% wonderful. It's not. But I don't know, y'all. I don't know. It pissed me off when she kept saying about how I just kept talking to him, and if I talk to him, he'll go away. No, he hasn't told you the truth yet. Why do you think he's going to tell you the truth now? He hasn't told you one truth. And from the beginning to the end of the relationship, he hasn't told you one truth or fully disclosed who he was. So why is he going to do it now? Why is the man that put you in the hospital telling you the truth now? He's not. It's as simple as this. And this is fiction, but it made me realize, and it shows the reality of things. So we're watching soap operas today. Watching Bold and Beautiful. And there's a couple on Bold and Beautiful, Bill and Katie. They had been together forever. But he always cheats on her. And most of the time he cheats on her with her sister. But he consistently cheats and lies and does stuff. And every time she leaves, and now he doesn't have anybody because the person he cheated on her with is with somebody else, he wants her. Every time he does something completely stupid and gets caught and gets in trouble, he wants her. So she was listening to him talk about how he's now a better man. and how he would never do that again. And if you just give me one more chance, just this one more chance. And she was saying something that was very profound, even if it was on a soap opera. That I need to feel like I am it, like I am enough. And I don't. And every time I'm with you, every time I take you back, I'm always sitting, waiting for the other shoe to drop. That's how it is in a relationship, in a domestic violence relationship. You're always waiting for the other shoe to drop. You're waiting on the nice days, which are outweighing the bad days. You're holding on to a love that was never there. Y'all, let me tell you. I don't want to make DC head big. Hey, TC. I don't want to make DC head big. But love is not it's not wondering whether the other shoe is going to drop. It's not wondering where your person is. It's not having to go through their phone because you know it's something there. Love is not having to wait for somebody. It's an action. Yes, love is an action. Love is it's not any of that. If someone tells you they love you 3 seconds after they punch you in your eye, they're not telling you they love you because they love you. They're telling you they love you because they don't want to go to jail. If I love you is peppered with punches and kicks and hits and violence, that's not I love you. That's I don't want to go to jail. If a person keeps you from your family and friends because they say that they're all you need, that's not because he loves you so much or she loves you so much. That is abuse. And they don't. Hear me with my whole heart. I have heard so many women who have been abused, who have been physically abused, say, but he loves me. But he loves me. You do know that everything after the but is irrelevant. They meant what they did. The love is a but. What they did is not a but. The love you is a but. They want to control you. They want to have you. But they don't want to love you. Love is about freedom. Love is about them being 1,000 miles away and you still feel like you can feel a touch. That's what love is about. Love is about being mad with them and knowing that they still love you. Do you understand how many women and men are in but? Do you understand how many women and men are in those relationships and are thinking that's love? They don't love you, baby. They don't love you. They want to control you. They want to own you, but they don't love you. But he loves me. But he tells me he loves me. He didn't mean it. He's just having a bad day. Is every day a bad day? I didn't make his food the way I put too much salt in the water for the pasta so he could taste it. And he doesn't like that. Okay? Love is whatever you want it to be. You can love somebody to death, which is what they say. If somebody's telling you I love you to death, they either don't love you at all and don't give a shit about what you do, or they love you to death. Love is an action. Love is something you do. It is something you cry. Yes, it is sad on both sides. I can't for the life of me. I know. I understand why with the cult thing I was talking about, the little Aunt Daddy's girl cult thing. I understand how that can happen. Because if you get a group of people who have been constantly put down, who constantly feel like they are less than, who constantly feel like just their very being, their image and what they look like is wrong and bad, and you get somebody who's telling them how beautiful and how wanted they are, I can understand that cult thing happen. I don't understand somebody who can't pull up on me telling me what to do. I understand that part. But I can understand how you can be caught up when somebody is giving you everything you need, even if it's only for a few minutes, because if you got a cult, you really ain't got nobody who's focusing on you. And that's another thing about love. When you love somebody, you are their singular focus. You and their family. When you love your kids, that is your singular focus. You may love other people's kids, but your singular go to jail, wear orange focus for real is your kids. You're singularly focused when you love someone, because you spend all your time trying to do stuff for that person. You spend all your time trying to be a better person for that person, and in turn making that person a better person. It is a beautiful cycle. When two people love each other, they make each other better. They add to each other's life. They don't take away from it. They add to each other's family. They add a sister. They add a brother. They add an uncle. They add an auntie. If somebody is not adding to your life, they don't love you, baby. Somebody who is always taking, let's get away from violence for a second. Somebody who is always taking your time, taking your money, taking your spirit, taking everything from you and never giving you anything back. They don't love you, baby. I don't care what you look like. I don't care who you are. I don't care how old you are. I don't care how fat you are. While love doesn't care. Now love pops up at the most inopportune moments. It pops up and has you loving the most inopportune person. And it don't, hey Willie, hey.
Go back.
It doesn't care. What?
Go with the situation like I love, don't bite, don't.
Oh yeah. Sometimes people don't know how to love. I'll say that. I'm not just going to down people. Sometimes people don't know how to love. Your parents didn't teach you how to love. You haven't had any good relationships. All of your relationships have been more of a business decision than an actual feeling. Some people don't know how to love. They weren't taught to love their siblings. They weren't taught to love their parents. Some people just don't. You better sing them old songs, TC. That's back when they was telling y'all the truth. Love don't love nobody. And it takes a fool to learn. But when love is right, love versus money, I mean, I don't know if it's considered a winner. Because if you just going after somebody for their money, then think of all the stuff you got to do for money. You can't go after somebody for money and you not in some way do something you don't want to do because you're in a situation with somebody you don't want to be with. If you just with a man or a woman for money, that man or that woman is going to expect you to act like you're in a real romantic relationship. And you can't keep putting them off, telling them no, and expect to keep this money coming right. So now you got to do stuff that you wouldn't normally do with them because they're not who you love. I'm just sorry. I'm sorry. If you are with somebody for what they can give you, you got to give in return. And if you ain't giving out love, make it make sense. And sometimes love comes with being broke. Sometimes you fall in love with somebody who's at the bottom. Sometimes together y'all get together and go buy the $5 meal at McDonald's. Because that's all you got. But you happy. And I love this person. And me and them together, we gonna make it. Because I'm gonna make them better. They gonna make me better. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's no fairy tale shit. Love takes time. It takes you to get to know the person you're with. It takes a lot of stuff. However, it don't take you putting your motherfucking hands on me. You don't have to touch me. You don't have to get me away from my friends. I had somebody tell me that I'm the only person you need. You don't need no friends with me. Huh? Girl, bye. But as you get older, now don't get it twisted. Let's make no mistake about it. Everybody does not gain wisdom as they gain age. I'm going to say it one more time. Everybody does not get smarter as they get older. All you need to do is look at Dr. Phil one time and see all those 60 and 70 and 80-year-old women and men on there talking about how the love of the great love of their life is stuck in Africa and I got to send them $40,000. So not all age comes with wisdom. If I'm in love and I'm not hungry, that love keeps me full. It's a lot of old fools, yes. When you in a relationship and y'all down like 4 flat tires, like this is your homeboy, this your homegirl, not just your boyfriend or your girlfriend, not just your wife or your husband, this your homeboy. That's when you get in the car and you want to ride out and do some dumb shit. That's the first person you think of. Let me tell you something. You can do the best, most perfect. You can have the best, most perfect dumb stuff night on $20. You can have the best night on 7-Eleven nachos, a bottle of Boone's Farm.
Did you say boom?
I did. And ice cream and a sundae from McDonald's later on when you go home. Because the stuff that matters don't have no dollar signs. I'm at a place now where, yes, I would love, hey, Life with Kamari, I would love to be independently wealthy and not have to worry about bills and Nick going to college and things like that. I would love for one day to happen, and it may happen. It may happen. But I love my wife. And so whatever we need to do what we need to do, we're going to do it together. And I'm cool with that. I'm very cool with that. Because I love her. Because I'm 10 toes down. I'm in up to my neck. And ain't no getting out. And as much as I love her, as much as I cannot imagine not waking up to her on the very last day I'm on this earth, she started putting her hands on me, I will stab her. Because I can't run. And let me tell you what the police gonna do. The police gonna be looking at my dead body. As much as I love her, I ain't gonna let her hurt me. But because I know she loves me, I think that'll make it worse. Because I really think, I don't know. Oh yeah, I'm just serious with that shit. Because here's the thing, if I didn't put my hands on you, I'm a firm believer. And don't start none, won't be none. I am a firm believer in that. I am a firm believer. If we cussing each other out, keep it in words. If I ain't put my hands on you, don't put your hands on me. I'm not going to throw nothing at you, so you ain't got to throw nothing at me. If we talking back and forth, we fussing back and forth, let's keep it like that. Because if you put your hands on me one time, you'll put your hands on me again. And if I stay because I love you, and here's the jam when it comes like that. The first time, especially when you love somebody, when you in love with them, the first time they hit you, you like, we was fighting, we was arguing, I said some out of pocket shit. Okay, I'm gonna take that. And that's cool. And that's cool. Things got out of hand. I said some old slick stuff out of my mouth. I know how to push them buttons. I'll take that. But here's the problem with taking that. It's just like taking back a cheater. It's just like taking back somebody who has hurt you in the past. It's just like forgiving somebody who has done something to you. No matter what you say out your mouth, your spirit gonna know that you ain't all in no more. Queen Dipper, your spirit gonna know you ain't all in no more. Because now, the person that I knew, the one person in the world that I knew I could argue with, that I knew we could have a disagreement and I ain't got to worry about getting a bust lip or a black eye, has just removed me from my safe place. It'll never be the same. Even if they don't hit me anymore, it'll never be the same. See, because let me tell you what women want above all else. Let me tell you what they want. Come here. Shh. Don't shh. The secret. What women want above all else is not all the money. It's not the most beautiful man. It's not the most perfect body. The one thing a woman wants above all else is to feel safe. We are taught growing up that we're not safe. Women are taught that we're not safe. We can't take care of ourselves. We're the weaker sex. It is ingrained in us. It is almost a fixture in our DNA. If an emotion can be a fixture in your DNA, it is almost a fixture in your DNA. We are taught that somebody is supposed to take care of us, that we can't do it ourselves, and we are brought up on a level of not being safe. Boys at school, men when you're out walking. Y'all remember what I said when we were talking last week? Scared to go to your car. Scared to go to the club by yourself. Can't eat anymore. We don't have that safety. But you know what we want? That's what we want. We want that one person that can give us that level of safety to where we can relax, drop our shoulders, and not have to be on guard constantly. You know how tiring, how hard it is to be on guard constantly. To have we want to be safe. And then you get it. This person is your bubble. This person is your bubble wrap. It is your safety zone. You can be yourself. You can be as wild, as crazy, as silly, as ugly, as fat, as skinny, as whatever you are with this person, and you are safe. This person watches your back when you don't watch it. This person sees things that you don't see. This person thinks about you like they think about themselves. And you will feel so safe with them. You let your hair down and you can be whoever you are in front of them. You can be goofy. You can not wear makeup. You can fart without being scared. You can argue. Do you know how it is to be able to have a disagreement with your partner and not be scared that your partner is going to leave you because they don't like what you said? Understand, a lot of women don't argue with somebody just for that reason. A lot of men don't argue for just that reason. They don't feel a level of safety in their relationship to where they can have that safety of arguing and fussing without having to worry about whether or not this person doesn't love them anymore. And when you break that, safety, when you breach those walls and you knock down that safe bubble that you gave that person, you can never get it back. It's never the same. I don't care what your woman has told you. If you cheated and she took you back, she's always thinking you cheating. She won't admit it, and it may not be in the front of her brain, but if you are 10 minutes late, in her head, she is wondering what hole you with. If you put on some colored lip gloss and go out the house, he wondering what nigga you going to see. It is never the same. It is never that trust that is gone. Now, I don't care why you cheated. That's not what I'm talking about. Boone's, you stupid. Boone's Farm's the beast. But anyway, it's gone, y'all. When Asia brought up the accountability and we were talking about an assault and things like that, no, I'm always gonna be a proponent for I don't care what you have on. I don't care if you walking down the street naked, unless I said yes to the ding ding, unless I said yes to the strap. I don't give a damn if I'm butt booty ass naked. No means no. However, we do have to start taking responsibility for our actions in certain things. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are in an abusive relationship, stop and tell somebody. You are not protecting your mama. You are not protecting your friends. You are not protecting your siblings and your family if you are sitting over there suffering in silence. You are not, you ain't, and you not. Tell them what's going on. Let them know. If you have children and this stuff is going on in front of them, they see it. And if you constantly let it happen, that is the relationships they will get in moving forward, because that is all they know. Your daughter will look for a man like the men you bring home. Hear me. Your son will be either hypervigilant or he will do what the men you see do. Men who are in relationships like that, your sons are mad and not like women. Your daughters are going to be confused and not know what they're supposed to do or what they're supposed to look for or what it's supposed to look like. Understand that if you have children and they see what you're doing, they're emulating you. They may not tell you, and they may say that they don't like anything you do, but trust me, in things like that, that's who they got to look for. I was watching something and this guy said, I don't know how to be in a relationship because I never saw somebody be in a successful relationship. I don't know. No, Asia, you had a good point. I don't think the responsibility is on the side of the women in the other situation, but in this situation, we bear some of that responsibility, because if you're alive, if you still walking around, if your ass is still black, white, green, purple, orange, and pointing toward the ground, you have the responsibility to save yourself. It is not always about somebody else saving you. Sometimes you got to save yourself. Sometimes you got to just be sad and cry. Sometimes you got to realize that at the end of the day, I would rather be alive and sad and lonely than dead over somebody that didn't love me. Because hear me when I tell you. Hear me when I tell you. It is not going to end beautifully. There's going to be no violin music. No doves are going to come out. No butterflies are going to dance around your head. The only thing going to be dancing around your damn head is flies. That's it. That's it. Either you gonna kill him or he gonna kill you. That's it. Ooh, excuse me, y'all. It blew me because I don't wish that on anybody. Well, I'm sure there might be some people out there. No, I don't think I wish that on anybody. And I mean, it took me a while to have to learn that. It took age for that to happen. It took age for that to happen. For me to realize that it's everything ain't about getting back at somebody right now. At some point, it's about finding peace. It's about finding safety. And if you can't find safety in somebody else, be your own safe zone. Love is not easy all the time. I give you that. And real and true love doesn't come easy, but it's worth it. That's why I never closed the door. That's why no matter how many relationships I was in, no matter how many folks did me dirty, no matter how many bad decisions I made, because I take responsibility for the decisions I made, because I wouldn't have been hurt by them folks if I didn't let them get in and hurt me. So here's the thing. I'm not going to sit up there and say I was a victim, because I let them in. I let them in. Now, once they got in and I saw they was wrong, I stuck out too long. But I learned. That's why I'm teaching, not teaching, but that's why I'm giving this out. So that maybe one person will choose themselves. And that's really all I'm saying. That's really all I'm saying. If your house, your apartment, your trailer, your tiny home is not your place of peace, if going there makes your shoulders tense up and you jump at every sound once you get in the house, it's not your place of peace. If when the person who means the most to you walks through the door and you jump like somebody shooting at you, it's not your place of peace. Get out. Get out. Ain't no shame. Call your mama. Call your daddy. Call your sister. Call your brother. Look, I need somewhere to stay. I can't stay here no more. I can't feel like this anymore. And tell them why. There's no shame in letting people letting the people that love you know that you ain't okay. There's nothing wrong with not being okay, because we ain't okay all the time. Yes, aging brings maturity, growth, and understanding. We're not always okay. And that's fine. Nobody is. They'll put on a great front. They put on this awesome face for the public and for the world. But nobody's always 100% okay all the time. You don't have to stay somewhere where you're not being loved on, cared for, and feel like you're in a safety bubble. You don't have to be there, man. Because guess what? Guess what? You can be miserable by yourself and not have to worry about nobody telling you what to do. Makes it a taboo to admit that you're not happy. Yes, it's nothing wrong with that. There are so many factors in being happy in living your life that some days you just aren't feeling it. But if one of the reasons for your constant unhappiness is the person you go home to, and I'm not even talking about abuse right now. I'm just talking about the little things, that you're in the relationship for the wrong reason. You got in a relationship because you got pregnant or because you got somebody pregnant. You used to be in a relationship when y'all was young, and y'all still in this relationship, but y'all done grew up, and y'all ain't the same people anymore, but you're still hanging on because you're comfortable with what you used to do when you were 16. If you're not happy, if you got a boyfriend and got dating profiles, baby, you're not happy. Please don't use that, I'm just trying to see if somebody like me. No, baby, you're not happy where you are. Because if you're happy where you are, you don't even have one. You don't even have one on your phone to just have a fake profile. I'm sorry. If you got a woman at home and you still going out looking for women at the club and at the grocery store, thank you. I try. if you still, if the woman that you lives in your house is not enough, that's okay. But don't string her along. Don't have her sitting there waiting for you to choose her. Don't have him sitting there waiting on her to choose you. You should have been and chose me. I shouldn't have to reapply like a driver's license with you. If I was chosen, I'm good. But I'm sitting there, supposed to be in a relationship, supposed to already be chosen, and I'm waiting for you to choose me? Nah, dog. No. I don't know, Arlene, and as soon as I know, I'll let y'all know. I don't know exactly when I'll be all the way out of the bed. But really, I have nowhere else to sit down in my house, so. And I can't go up the stairs yet. So this is kind of where I do stuff at. Nowhere else. But yeah. It's like when we on here. And if I don't like content or content creator on YouTube, I don't look at their page. I don't go in there and comment and make friends with them and then lull them into this false sense of security that I really like their channel, and then all of a sudden I go, no, fuck you, I don't like your stuff. I don't do that. Your relationship should be like that. If you don't want to be there, don't be there. Don't just be there because somebody told you you're supposed to be there or because you decided to be there a long time ago. Don't be there. If you don't like the person you're with anymore, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely, positively nothing wrong with you and your partner growing apart. There's nothing wrong with you two not being on the same page anymore. There's nothing wrong with you not being as in love with this person or love this person as much as you used to. There's absolutely, positively nothing wrong with you changing your mind. The wrong comes in when you sit there and you stay and you say out your mouth, it would hurt more. I don't want to hurt her. I don't want to hurt him. So you don't think cheating and talking to other girls and talking to other guys and having sex and hanging out and not coming home and not holding hands and not having, you don't think that hurts somebody? There's nothing wrong with the relationship changing. The wrong comes when you won't change with the relationship. If you don't want to be there, then there's no relationship anymore. Let that person go. Let that person live somewhere else. Do something else. Go somewhere else. So that you can find the person that you're happy with. I don't understand just there's some things you don't have to settle for, babies. There's some things that you don't have to just do because. And love is one of them. You don't just have to settle for bullshit, mediocre love. You don't have to settle for that. There's nothing wrong with being alone. There's nothing wrong with being single. There's nothing wrong with not having kids. There's nothing wrong with what you personally want to do. There's nothing wrong. The wrong comes when you hurt somebody else in the process. If you want to be single, you can't be single if you still got a girlfriend or a boyfriend. Do you hear me? Hear what I say again? If all of a sudden you want to be single, you can't be single and still call somebody your girlfriend or your boyfriend. It doesn't work like that. Don't ever settle. You don't settle. You don't Maybe you don't have to have a girlfriend. There's nothing wrong with being alone. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing, let me tell y'all, there's nothing like the feeling of coming to a, if you're alone, because understand, I give you this, I was 37 when I had my son. So I wasn't planning on having any kids before I got pregnant with him. And you don't understand the feeling of coming in the door and not having to tell nobody, honey, I'm home. Thank you, Sherry. You don't understand that feeling of not having to call a babysitter, not having to alert your husband or your wife or your girlfriend or your boyfriend that you got a party at the job, throwing a party, and I might be there all night. Do you understand there's nothing wrong with being alone? Society has told us that we have to be in this nuclear relationship with this nuclear family, and everything has to be picture perfect, in the books perfect. But the reality is, who decides what's perfect? Who decides that? And how old is this decision? Are we still doing things based on decisions from 40 and 50 years ago when times were exponentially different than they are now? Are we still basing our present day decisions on prehistoric pasts? Are we still basing our today decisions on people that didn't even have a television in their house? Do you hear what I just said? They didn't have a television in their house. They listen to the radio. Are we still basing our day-to-day decisions on decisions from when your grandmama was a teenager? I'm sorry, but Better Homes and Gardens and all that stuff and all those books that told you that you were supposed to get dressed up every morning from your head to your toe, put your pearls on, your gloves on, your high heel shoes, and cook dinner and clean the house like that. That's not what today is. Today the women go out too. Today the women getting up, getting ready for work too. Ooh, to a bathroom in that. You're right, because I'm telling you, there's some houses to the day that still ain't got a bathroom, got an outhouse. But we cannot base today on yesterday. Now, if you want to take what used to be and incorporate it into what is, that's fine. But times have changed. People have changed. And the only people that stick and stay are the people that want to have the upper hand on the other people. Have you noticed that? I sit and I wonder, it's where we are now, they're voting for governor. And I'm listening to the commercials and everything. And the reality is that politicians, Democrat or Republican, are politicians, period, point blank, end of discussion. Please stop assigning them this I can't think of the word I'm trying to say, this noble facade. They politicians. They lie. That's their job. However, sometimes you get moments of clarity out of confusion. You're still thinking like it was the 40s and the 50s, and that's their go back to, we need to go back to the age of the husband leaving the house to go to work and the wife staying at home to take care of the kids. But that's not how it has evolved. It has evolved that I can work. Some people don't like being alone. They're not complete and comfortable with themselves. But that's a problem. Because you got to get comfortable with you before you can be good for anybody else. If you are insecure and uncomfortable with you, how are you going to be with somebody else? Yes, those days are long gone. Of getting married right out of high school. Do you know women didn't aspire to go to college at some point? They aspired to be somebody's wife and somebody's mother. And when women did,
Both of y'all going time out.
What? She ain't talking to me. And when they did want to go to college and want to learn, it was something wrong with them. It was something wrong with them. If a woman didn't want to get married, she wanted to go to college and learn to be a doctor, lawyer, Indian, whatever. It was something wrong with them. Come on, y'all. I know we've gotten off the initial evil lives here, but this is all the same. It is a product of the problem. If you are not comfortable with yourself, if you don't love yourself, if you haven't just looked at yourself and said, self, this is what I am right now, and I will work to get better, but I'm going to get better for me, not for somebody else, then you are not going to survive. You're not going to have a healthy relationship. You're not. You're not. If you're looking for somebody to complete you, you're not going to have a healthy relationship, because there's no such thing. They don't complete you. They don't complete you. Listen, that hole you feel, that emptiness you feel inside sometimes, that is not somebody missing. That is not something missing. That is something you haven't filled yet. It is not a person, place, or thing. It is a certain way in you that you have yet to feel in yourself, that you have as yet to love your fat rolls. Love that you're only 4'5". Love that you're only 6'6". Love that you ain't got no booty. Love you got a lot of booty. There's a certain amount of emptiness, and 9.999 times out of 10, that emptiness is not a person, place, or thing. It is just a void that you haven't filled with yourself because you feel like you're not complete. But you are a complete and whole person. As soon when you come out the womb, your hair, your eyes, your fingers, your toes, you're a complete and whole person. And yes, as you grew and outside forces came, they might have made you feel some kind of way. And it's okay to feel some kind of way for a little while. However, you cannot sit and marinate in that feeling some kind of way, because that's how those holes grow. That's how those holes that you want to fill with babies grow. That's how those holes that you want to fill with men and women grow. Because instead of listening to crap people have to say about you, taking it with a grain of salt, and going on about your day, you believe them. Yes, society has expectations, but where did the expectations come from? Do we ever ask that? Do we ever ask why the standard of beauty is this instead of this? Do we ever ask why there's a standard of beauty? Realistically, y'all, evil is insidious, and it lives everywhere. It lives in your home. And sometimes you don't even know about it until it's too late. But you know, for the most part, we do know. And we choose not to do anything about it. We choose to settle. We choose to believe when they say no one else will love you except me. The expectations start at home. Parents expect their children to do this and that. But parents never question those things that their child... Right. That's true. That's true. These expectations are passed down from generation to generation, and nobody stops and says, hey, how now? That doesn't work anymore. You just teach your kids the same thing. Or you subject your kids to the same thing. Or you don't listen to your kids because you say they're kids. Or you don't tell kids certain things. Now, I'm a proponent. Now, here's the thing. I don't think kids should be in grown folk business. I don't think kids should know your business. I don't think you should be talking to your kids about your personal private business that has to do with you and your wife, or you and your boyfriend or your girlfriend. I don't think you should do that. That's none of their business. I don't think kids should have to deal with the mortgage and how the bills are paid. I don't think that either. However, when a child asks you a question about something that they're going to need as they get older, don't bullshit them. Don't give them garbage answers. Tell your babies the truth. If your baby is asking you a question, they're asking you a question for a reason, and you need to be 100% honest with them, because if not, it will bite you in the behind later on. Hold on, let me see what you wrote. Parents live vicariously through their children. Parents don't realize their children, yes, are individuals with their own individual minds. You're correct. Old football players who didn't go any further than high school ride their sons to be the perfect football player. Hey, Rico. Old cheerleaders. Old beauty pageants and beauty, you know what I'm saying? This is what I was, and because I was this, you have to be this. But what if your baby don't want to be a cheerleader? What if your baby can't sing? What if your baby can't play an instrument? What if your baby got 2 left feet and can't catch a football big as me? But instead of listening, just keep doing it, you'll get it. No. I am not by any stretch of the imagination a perfect parent. I am not by any stretch of the imagination the template into which somebody is supposed to live, because I have made my mistakes, and I still will make more. I have had my issues, and I'm sure I still have some. I am a work in progress and will be until the day I leave here. But I try to do better for my kid because he's going to be here after I am. So I try to give him stuff that he can carry with him when I ain't here, so that when he hears that, he's like, oh, my mom told me I had a choice. She didn't make me do that. God has learned the children for a short time. The children are on loan to parents. God has a purpose for each of us. That's true, but I think those change too. Nobody, I don't know, control freaks that I've seen parents boss. Yeah. But I mean, if you can still boss around your 40-year-old, then you know you done made a mistake. So you just doing it now for the hell of it. Because at the end of the day, as much as I don't want Nick to be grown, I want it so that he can be grown without me. As much as my baby is still bright and shiny like the day he came out, I still want to give him the arsenal to deal with living on his own and being his own man without me. Because if I don't give him every tool that he needs, or give him the information to get the tools he needs, then when I am gone, what is going to happen? I have left him with nothing. People talk about leaving money for their kids and houses for their kids, but if you haven't left a legacy of understanding, acceptance, and love, and that these kids can do anything they put their minds to, and as long as they keep going, then what is your money gonna do? What your house gonna do if he don't know how to take care of it, if she don't know what to do with it? Excuse me. My throat was dry. I would love to leave a wealth of more than knowledge and love and acceptance to my kid, but if that's all I got to leave, then I'm leaving okay, because I know my son and my daughter are going to be okay. And if I couldn't leave the wealth, they'll figure out how to leave it. Yep. You know what you can't lose? Wisdom. Knowledge. You might not apply it. You might never achieve it, but if you get it, you can't lose it. How many of y'all, your mom or your dad told you something that at the time they told it to you, you was like, I don't want to hear that. But then when you got older and you could use it, you was like, damn, I'm glad they told me that. I know what to look for. I know what to do. Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Dad. You know how many times I done said, thanks, Mom? For remembering something she done told me, for doing something she done told me, for saying something she done told me, for being able to show somebody else something she done taught me how to do. It is never anyone's fault that somebody else puts their hands on. Violence, domestic violence in and of itself is deplorable, but it is constant and it is ancient. And I don't know if we can ever get rid of it. But I do know that if you say something, you're not protecting your family if you don't say anything to them. You're not protecting anyone if you're not, and matter of fact, the exact opposite. Because now this person can be used against you. Yep. If you're not letting your people know what's going on, that's why this person can use them against you. That's why. Because they know you ain't gonna say nothing. Please stop suffering in silence. Please let somebody that really loves you know what's going on in your relationship. Don't keep being abused and doing it in silence because you think that makes you strong. It doesn't. You cannot handle it on your own. You cannot do anything about it. And you cannot love him or her into being the person you want them to be. You cannot love somebody into loving you. Listen to me. Parents, if you don't love your kids, you can't be mad if they don't love you back. You can't love somebody. Your kids can only love on you and want you to be their mom and daddy for so long, and you're doing exact opposite of mom and daddy stuff before eventually they're like, well, damn, I'm done. You can't love somebody into loving you, especially somebody that's supposed to love you unconditionally. Parents, your kids are not your future. They're their future. Your kids are not your heyday. Your kids are not your high school reenactment. Your kids are not your pageant reenactment. Your kids are not the jobs that you wanted, the careers that you wanted. Your kids are your kids. Your kids outside of you are going to have a whole life that has nothing to do with you, and that's great. But don't kill them trying to get them to be you or to be what you wanted them to be. Ladies, and I'm speaking to my ladies right now. It is okay to be a big girl. I talked about a lot of stuff. I'm getting ready to get off. Y'all wonder what I'm doing. It's okay to be a big girl. I'm sure a lot of us want to get a little skinnier, want to flatten out that stomach, want to get one of them rolls out our back, want to get these thighs a little smoother. But if you can't do it today, it's okay. You okay today. You got to fill the hole that you emptied out. Not with a person, not with empty words. Find out what's missing and put it there. Start looking in the mirror and really love yourself. Not just love yourself for the world to see, but love yourself when nobody sees you but you. Do you know how hard it would be for somebody to trick you out your money and your ass? Young men, do not be so afraid in a relationship because you the man and you supposed to be able to handle every situation and can't nobody do this to you because you the man. If you are in a situation to where you don't feel safe, to where this person could cause harm or death to you, please leave. If somebody tell you they're going to kill yourself if you leave, that's not on you. I know that it would be hard and awful if they actually did it, but that's not on you. And that's abuse. That's not acceptable. That is not acceptable. Call the police on your girl. Don't sit in there talking. I don't care what the cops say when they get there. Oh, you had to call the police on the girl. Yes, because of that, she'd have been calling the cops and the coroner on me. So yeah, I called the police on the little girl. It is okay to be alone. That doesn't make you weak. That doesn't make you unwanted. That doesn't make you unloved. That just means at this juncture in your life, you are happier with yourself than with anybody else. Will that change? I don't know. But today, when I come through my doors and I kick off my shoes and I go in my refrigerator and I sit butt naked on my couch, I am good. There are people out here that love you unconditionally, guys. There are friends, there are parents, there are people that you've met along the way that for whatever reason, you're their person. Don't take that for granted. And when you know somebody's not loving you, ladies and men, ladies and gentlemen, when you know, not in the stuff that you tell everybody, not in the perfect relationship that you put out there for everybody to see, but at the house when nobody's looking at you, if you know this person doesn't love you and is not loving and caring on you the way they're supposed to, there's nothing wrong with you leaving. Things change, and that includes relationships, and that includes the dynamic between two people. It changes. I said all that to say this. I know that in my lifetime, things won't change. But I am hoping that we can get one person out of a bad situation. That we can get one kid okay with themselves. That we get one woman okay with her fat rolls. That we can stop one predator from taking advantage of somebody. That's all I really want. Because if we keep doing one, eventually we'll have a lot. And those people will start helping people. And that's really all I want. That it really is. It sounds crazy. And I'm mean as hell. I am. I know I am. But the reality is that I know it's love out there. And I know there are people that love you. And I know that it's okay to be okay. It's okay to just be okay. You don't have to suffer in silence. And there's nothing wrong with being alone. So I'm getting ready to get off here. I want to thank all my mods. I want to thank Asia for reminding me. I want to thank Leilani and everybody who came in. Hold on, let me look. I know I want to thank TC. That's my TC. Sean and is that Sherry and Pat and Vudon. Willa, everybody. Is that Willie or is that Willie or Willa? That's Willie. I want to thank Willie and everybody. And hold on. I see some more people. Maybe I don't. Maybe I missed them. Alright. Everybody I missed, I want to thank you too. I want to thank everybody in this chat who came in. I want to thank everybody who just dipped in and dipped out. Make sure you like this video if you haven't already liked this video. If you're watching this in the replay, go ahead and hit that like button for me. Comment down below. Whatever you want to comment. You know I am. Share this video. It's like I said, you never know who needs that push. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Oh, if you should just be happy to watch this video, you're not subscribed to us, and you like what you see, go ahead and subscribe. I'm Hey Y'all. Right from the South. It's all Hey Y'all. Hey, my Hey Y'alls are just sometimes stuff. It's not the regular real talk, which is a panel thing. This is just me talking and answering to people in the chat. It's just stuff that you know, that gets me. So like, comment, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that every time DC and I drop a video, you guys can join us or hit these lives. You know how it is. So there will be no bingo Sunday, but there will be bingo tomorrow. Won't be any Sunday. There will be real talk. Sunday's a bad day. If you watch football, you know what that is.
I might go live.
She might go live. It's a surprise. You never know. So hit that notification bell on. And that's on Sunday. I want to thank you guys. I love you guys so much. I mean, I say it all the time. Hopefully it'll stick. I love the support. And I don't care if it's 3 people. We're going to ride it out. So this is your girl, Lisa. DC Kool-Aid's in the background. This is Hey Y'all. And it's okay to be whatever you are. Love you guys. Peace.